This one short game chip has totally revitalised my chipping. Let's do it.
Let's do it now. You said this one chip, as in this one short game chip, instead of this one short game tip. Yeah, that's why I thought.
What I meant to say there was this one short game tip has revitalised my chipping. Guys, welcome back to the channel. You are here at Waterfront Golf Club on another episode of Short Game Saturdays. Chris, how are we?
Very good.
Very good. Guys, today we're going to talk about the one tip that I've been given from Chris, but also from a number of people, including the guy behind these wedges, Mr. Bob Vokey, because you all taught similar things, don't you?
Yes.
Chris,
Okay.
what is the one tip that you've given me that Bob kind of touched on quite a lot as well, and that the guys at home can take into their short game and massively help them improve? Because I feel like a new man. I do honestly feel like a new man.
So it's using the bounce. So the biggest thing we see, and you'll get told over and over again, people say use the bounce, but maybe don't explain it. So it's like we've done with James. Instead of changing his ball position, he'd fat some, he'd thin some, and that was because he'd change his ball position and try and do too much. We can use the bounce, change the lofts to play different shots. So I think what we're going to do today is show how we can have different shots, go through the process, pick the right club, but still use the bounce effectively. And how we're going to use the bounce we'll explain.
Does that mean I get to use the 60 at some point again?
Unfortunately, at some point he is going to use the 60.
Yes. Right, Christopher, so we have a fairly simple chip shot here to start with. Now these are the ones that I used to struggle with. So I've got my three wedges here. They're all three Vokeys, 50, 56 and 60. Loving those shafts as well still, by the way. I'm going to say here that I would go now 56. I'd go ball middle of the stance. So 56, ball middle of the stance. Handle fairly neutral, not too far forward. From there, all I'm thinking is weight left, sternum left, bit of rotation on the way back, and then let it release through. Am I right? Lot to comprehend there, wasn't there?
Well, I'm going to say no, but is that alright?
No, yeah, go with it.
So I would play it slightly different. So obviously what we're trying to do with
I thought
James,
I'd learn, but
he's getting there. It's nearly the right club. But again, what I'd like to see him do is keep a consistent ball position, slightly ahead. So again, when we're using the bounce, my low point's always just before the ball. So even if I don't catch it perfect, the bounce is going to work, it's active, and it'll get us to hit just before, and we're still going to get contact in it going forward. So for this shot, again, it's around about 20 yards, but I'm looking to land it on the first flat spot, which is pretty much only here. So it's only 5 paces from the ball, so I'm looking to land my ball anywhere between here and, again, a nice generous one here. But I would be going with a 50 degree because the lie's pretty good. If anything, it's slightly on an upslope, so we've got a little bit of loft. I can use my 50, open it up and use the bounce. Ball position forwards, and exactly what James said there. All we're trying to then do is just rotate that body and finish with the club out in front of us. So it was close, but
no cigar.
No cigar.
You can have a go.
Yep. So again, feet nice and close together, ball position forward, weight ahead of the ball, just like James said, and then from here, turn back, turn through.
Not bad. Right, guys, so now I'm going to have a go at that, and to be honest, I thought I'd hit the nail on the head there, but got the club wrong, and that's something which so many people do. If you're watching this, guys, comment below, what club would you play here? I think I'm in the majority here that would make that mistake, not only with the ball position, because everyone always says ball in the middle of the stance for chipping, don't they? It's almost like just a bit of a myth. Almost.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's people want to move the ball position to play the shots. If we can keep a constant, so we know where the ball position is, and then use the clubs we've got in the bag. So if we've got the different lofts, which most people have, you can change the loft. You then don't need to change anything at setup, so it can be consistent and repeatable.
And you see, this is the big reason behind this video today, because I wanted to kind of reenact the lesson a little bit. So I'm quite glad that you've told me there.
Now.
Yeah, exactly. So right, I'm going to go with the 50. And just use the loft that's on that club to play the shot. Not bad.
Pretty good. So again there, you could go a little bit longer with the swing. It's come up short. It's only 5 foot putt uphill. Not too bad. It's probably not a club you use a lot.
No, it's not to me. It's something I need to use a lot more, as you've seen that I was so sure that I was right with the 56 degree as well. Anyway,
you can't always be right.
Can't always be right.
Let's move on. best watch it first.
Yeah. Just waving someone through, mate, aren't we?
Just waving him through.
We'll wait till he's not going to shank it this way, is he? So, Chris, just while we wait for this chap to play, what is, because we spoke there about kind of
missing Kev from last week who lost his ball.
Oh, he shouted for us, has he? Oh, he did as well. Tell you what, it was a good effort, that. Chris, what's the biggest misconception that you see in short game? You teach people from all levels, you teach tour pros, you teach people like myself, you teach beginners. Is it what we're talking about, or is it something ever so slightly different?
I don't know, but my life just flashed before my eyes. Thought it was over. So one of the biggest things is with chipping. So again, changing ball positions. One of the older, 20 years ago, it was much a craze, even when I was a junior, to get the ball position back.
Was that when you were a junior 20 years ago?
Well, no.
It's not far off now, is it?
No, that is very true. So people will get the ball position back to try and guarantee contact, get some spin on there. Obviously, then they might change the ball position for different shots. We can now try and keep it consistent and just use the different clubs we've got in the bag. So again, there's a lot of myths. It's the same as the straight back and straight through putting motion. So chipping, I see it's ball position and club. Putting, I see it very much the straight back and straight through.
Because when ball position goes back, leading edge goes down, doesn't it?
Yep, so we start to dig, we start to take divots, and it makes it very hard to be nice and shallow, clip that ball off every time. We only need to be millimetres out and we fat it straight in front of us.
That just goes to show that for me, I thought that having the ball position in the middle of the stance was alright, but it was still wrong, it was still too far back.
Yep, so if we're getting the sternum ahead of the ball, which is what we try and do, again that starts to creep a little bit further back. So especially when we've got that face open, what I see a lot of times is people still thin that. They can't turn through, hands and timing goes, and then again, missed strikes come, played it through the other side, have another chip, and be like James.
So we're going to find a little bit more of a difficult scenario now, because that, let's be fair, that chip we've just played should be 95% up and down, shouldn't it? Really?
Well, I mean, tour average wouldn't be that, but James is very optimistic, he's a positive guy.
Let's find another chip. Right, Chris, so we're going to play a similar shot now, and we're going to go further back. Nearly lost my ankle then in there, that would have been nice, wouldn't it? But we're going to go further back in a bit more, not thick rough, but it's not quite as tight a lie, is it?
No.
So I'm thinking here, and you're going to tell me I'm wrong because I'm on the same mindset, same logic. I'd go 60 degree, and I'd have it front of the stands, face square, handle kind of level, and then try and keep the loft on it for a nice soft landing.
Talks a good game, but he's wrong again. So obviously there he said square face. So again, we want to get away from that as much as we can. There is a time and a place for a square face, but it brings in, for most amateurs, potential to go wrong. So opening that face up a little bit, using that bounce. So if we do catch the ball slightly behind, it's still going to bounce, hit the ball, get it into the air from that forward ball position. So I've gone for 54. Again, I'm going to open that up there. Still going to be nice and tall, then from there we're going to release that through. So on this shot we need a little bit of a landing angle now to take some of the speed out. So yes, you could go to 60, but it's a high tariff shot, it's a lot harder than using a 54. So set up, even though it's open, I'm still square, because again, the ball position being forwards, when I turn and release that golf club, it is square by impact, but we're activating the bounce. So I don't need to be open. Start sending it.
Go gadget bounce.
Something like that. So from here again, use a bit of that loft, release the club. So not too bad from there. But
not too bad.
Well, we take it. Use the loft, send it up in the air. And one of the biggest things, obviously, with using 54, I don't have to make as big a swing. So especially for amateurs, if we don't have to make a bigger motion, there's a lot less that can go wrong. So we can trust the loft on the club, we can use the bounce, and hopefully get it as close as that.
And you see, Chris, this is where for me I think the length of the swing there, you've hit the nail on the head, because I would definitely 110% get a 60 degree and swing too far. Yeah, then either decelerate and duff it or just hit it way too far. So I'm going to have a go at Chris's method there. I'm going to go ball forward, face slightly open to activate the bounce, go gadget bounce.
Further forwards.
Further forwards.
See.
And hopefully hit it inside Chris. If it breaks, I thought I was going to break there.
No, so again, a good shot. So you can see there, plenty of loft. He still had enough. It popped up nicely, landed soft, and then it ran out. If we went with a 60, it might launch too high, come down with too much landing angle, and leave yourself a 15, 20 footer across the green. So from there, you make percentages a lot higher. We've used the right club, and we've got it pretty close.
Right, so Chris, we've played the gap wedge chip, we've played the sand wedge chip. Surely now it is time, because last week you let me use this and you said we could use it again in this video.
Well, we can, I suppose.
Yes. Talk us through, Chris, why we would use, have you got your 58?
58, yeah.
I've got memories of this from, well, we filmed this a few days ago, literally, didn't we? But basically now, can I say the only thing that's changed is the lie. Obviously, we need the height for the landing angle. Tell me I'm right. Tell me I'm right.
On this occasion, he is right.
Yes. So, talk us through, Chris, how we're going to play it, because I've got most things wrong today anyway. So I don't feel like I've had a
consistent.
Yeah, I don't feel like I've had a good day today, in fairness.
Very negative, not a positive day.
No.
Right, so we're on a downhill lie now. So this is something where we're coming down to the green, there's a bit of rough in between. If I land it in the semi, it's still on a downslope, so I don't know how that's going to react. Is it going to bounce and shoot forwards? Again, if I land it in the fringe is actually angled towards us, because then it might just take everything out of it. So we're trying to get something with loft, landing on the green, probably on the first 2 or 3 yards, and then running out to the hole. But
and interestingly, Chris, one guy in the comments last week, I forget his name, I will put the comment here though, we love comments and we love people questioning what we're doing, and he said surely the percentage shot would have been a bump and run from this bank down to the flag. Tell him why, or tell us why, because I don't see that. I see the percentage shot, not trying to guess how the ball's going to bounce down there.
So obviously he said, I think it was, we can't always be consistent with a 60, but if we can get your setup consistent, then we can. If the ball position is the same as all the chip shots we've done, if we're using the bounce, and we keep our angles and what we've had at setup, we should be able to play those shots. So the thing I see people worry about hitting 60 is because they're not sure how to do it, they try and help it up. But if you know setup, again, ball position forwards, weight left, we can then trust the loft on the club, and again by using the bounce we're going to guarantee better strikes.
Because 60 is like the easiest club to play in the world, isn't it?
Well, not really, but. So obviously here we're on the slope, but you still see if James moves the camera around to face on. Good work, cameraman.
I mean, you could have told me, you threw me a bit
right there. So obviously here I've gone with a wider stance because we're on a slope, so we need it for stability. But you see the ball position is still ahead of, head of centre, nearly off my left heel.
Ahead of the game.
Ahead of the game. So what I see with most amateurs on this shot is, again, they put the weight left, but the body angle is back. So here we want to very much get our spine matching the slope. So from here, body's ahead of the ball. I'm going to have plenty of loft on. I'm going to open that up. And then from here I'm able to get my club to follow the slope. So I'm going to follow down the slope. I'm not going to try and back up and get that into the air. So weight ahead. Again, not any forward press, not a James Robinson. Nice and middle, matching the spine. And then from here I can release down the slope. Again, land
it's
it
a
on
cracking
the green.
effort, that.
It's run out to 6 feet, but from here tour averages is going to be 6 feet off this line.
I'm going to get inside of that now.
Why have you got an obsession with saying getting inside?
Because it'll get closer. So
James here, I don't know what he's doing with his legs, he looks like a bit of a special individual.
I'm trying to get weight forward.
So wider stance for James, there you go. Turn your left foot out, because that helps you rotate through.
How's that?
Other than that you're aiming way right, is a minor detail. You'll get there eventually.
How's that? I'm a pro, you know.
He's trying to drag this out, to be honest. Good. Very good. James, as usual, pathetic celebration. So you can see there, he kept his angles.
Yeah.
He kept with the slope. He had his wider stance. This left foot turned out helps him rotate and release in balance. So for once, James played a good shot.
You bring the education, I'll bring the quality.
Quality. He's bringing the quality.
So guys, thank you so much. I can't even speak now. So guys, thank you so much for watching that. Really hope you've enjoyed another episode of Short Game Saturdays. Chris, invaluable as always.
See?
Invaluable or unvaluable, I'm not sure which one, but
Invaluable. He's making words up now. Quality.
invaluable is it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Massively hope you've enjoyed it. Leave us a like if you have enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out Chris's channel because he's got a new car to pay for.
See?
And apart from that, guys, let us know what you want to see moving forward with Short Game Saturdays, and see you tomorrow.
See you next week.